So I want to say good morning and welcome those folks joining us on the Rock Cup USA live feed. Good morning to you as we come to you from Ocala Grand Prix, Rock Cup USA race day number 2, race weekend number 4. And again, I want to welcome you in. Today we will see our heat number 3, pre-final and final with some very exciting racing. Again, looking at conditions here weather-wise, should see temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. Should not see any rain, so we should be clear and dry throughout the rest of the remainder of the day. Looking for some very exciting racing. Practice in the books, and we are ready to go for heat number 3. We'll kick it off with our micro rock. Ugo Uchagawa in the number 2 sits inside of row number 1. Outside, Lucas Rodriguez in the number 95. In row number 2 on the inside, it'll be the 51 of Gabriel Ramirez. Starting 4th, the number 30 of Ryan Rackley. James Agozi in the number 48. James will start in the 5th place position. Arturo Accolade in the number 99, starting 6th. Starting 7th, the 102 with Jeremy Fletcher. Valentino Mini in the number 77, starting 8th. 9th, it'll be Daniel Kajewski in the 101. Anderson Leonard in the 24, starting 10th. Alfred Lozado starting in the 11th spot in the number 6. As we're set to go, again, it'll be 12 laps. As we're under yellow conditions right now, field's going to tighten them up, and they'll cross the start-finish line. 0.6 of a mile track here at the Ocala Grand Prix. Again, Ugo in that number 2, and again, as he has come into his quick qualifier earlier on Saturday, Ugo backed it up with a win in heat number 1, and a great race in heat number 2 at Gabby Ramirez. And Ugo's been 3 for 3, quick time in qualifying, back-to-back winner in heat number 1, heat number 2. But again, Gabby Ramirez has been right there. Gabby back-to-back second-place finishes in that 51. Ryan Rackley, Georgia driver, picked up 2nd in heat number 2. Ryan Rackley in row number 2 to the outside of Gabby Ramirez. So we'll see if anybody can bring anything for the number 2 of Ugo in that number 2. Ugo Chawa in the number 2. Been very dominating pretty much the entire series. Ugo in row number 1 on the inside. Lucas Rodriguez in the number 95. Again, heat number 1, Lucas Rodriguez finishing 4th. Backed it up with a 4th place finish in heat number 2. So Lucas Rodriguez outside row number 1. Boy, would like to get out of that gate strong. And again, as they'll come down off the tree turn, you see the field. See a lot of passing through that tree turn on that inside. If you come into that tree turn a little hot to the outside, you'll see those drivers will get right to the inside. They'll make their way to the top half of the oval, which is located on the south side of the track. A little of a paperclip turn on the top of the track, and then they'll come down that long straightaway and head down into turn number 1. You'll see drivers pick different lanes midway down the front stretch. And coming into turn number 1, boy, when that green flag drops, you want to be right there in that top position. So we're about ready to go. I want to welcome those folks in. Good morning. Hopefully you're having a great start of your Sunday. We welcome you into the Rock Cup USA. Heat number 3, green is out, and the field will scatter around as they head down into turn number 1. Ugo with the advantage coming off of turn number 1. Ramirez staying right there, and they'll head through the chicane for the first time. And the field will head into the hairpin turn. And again, we've seen some passing coming to the top part of that hairpin turn. And then they'll exit off that hairpin turn. They'll make their way into the tree turn for the very first time. Again, Gabby Ramirez has been in a very, very familiar spot, running in that 2nd place position. Again, Gabby, 2nd in heat number 1, 2nd in heat number 2. And right now, Ramirez, can she dig in a little deeper and try to get a little something out of that 51 machine? Again, Ryan Rackley on the heels of the number 95 of Lucas Rodriguez off of turn number 1. It's a yellow flag and a wave over there. Do have a cart off on the entry to that chicane. Ugo Chawa off to a good start, about a cart length and a half advantage headed into that hairpin turn. They'll come to the top of that turn. They'll work single file as they work off that hairpin turn into the tree turn. Ugo now about 2 cart length advantage through the tree turn. Again, as I talked about, Ugo set quick time in qualifying. Winner of heat number 1, winner of heat number 2. And again, Gabby Ramirez has been a little bit of a pest to that leader, Ugo, and stays on him as they head down into turn number 1. And still got a nice little battle going on in that third between Ryan Rackley and Lucas Rodriguez. Lucas, very good qualifier, qualified second on Saturday. Then had a back-to-back fourth-place finish in heat number 1 and heat number 2. All right, now sitting in the top 5, been very successful, trying to get a little extra oomph out of that number 95. Right now sitting back in the top 5, Lucas Rodriguez being scored third as they'll head to the top half of the oval. 3 laps complete this time by. How about this? Jeremy Fletcher, 42.681 in lap number 2. Again, seen some pretty good times out of Jeremy in the practice. Again, Jeremy Fletcher right now being scored in the 11th spot. Chase Hefner, lap number 3, 41.551. That's overall quick time for Chase Hefner. And that's your Ugo up front. Ramirez running in that second spot. Lucas Rodriguez running third. Little flip-flop now for that fourth spot. As your leaders come off the top of the oval. 4 laps complete this time by. And keep an eye on that number 99 trying to make a move now as they hold on the position. And Arturo will drop that spot back as Ryan Rackley picks up a spot. So Ryan back in the 4th place position. Works around Arturo as they come now into that hairpin turn. See if Gabby Ramirez is going to turn it up a little bit with just 4 laps in. Gabby, lap number 4, 41.441. So she has got the quick cart right now. But in pursuit of your leader, this is almost an instant replay of what we saw in Heat 1, Heat 2. Can Gabby get enough out of that 51 machine to make that pass? There's Ugo down into turn 1. Got about a cart length advantage. Good racing. That'll be 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And Rackley in there mixing it up. Lucas Rodriguez got the 99. Arturo all mixing it up. Good racing. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 4-cart battle now for that 3rd spot. 5 laps complete. Again, 12-lap heat number 3. Getting ready to see cross flags. And that is a freight train of traffic, 3rd on back. And that's Lucas Rodriguez under the gun now as they come to the top of the oval. Again, Lucas coming off that tree turn really was working that wheel. We'll pick it up halfway this time by. So 6 down, 6 to go. Rackley again going to look to the inside. He's got the momentum. He'll move up a spot. So Ryan Rackley continue to go back and forth for that 3rd place position. So we're halfway down, 6 down, 6 to go. It has been one only leader off the pole. Ugo Chawa has picked up the pole position, has led every lap so far. In tow, the 51 of Ramirez coming from inside of row number 2. Gabby running second off the tree turn. Bit of seesaw battle for that 3rd spot. Right now it's a 95. That's Lucas Rodriguez leading that freight train of traffic to the top of the oval. And they'll head down the front stretch with 7 laps complete this time by. Again, they'll lead Chase Hefner will correct that in that 3rd spot. Chase Hefner in the 85. But again, Ugo Chawa holding on to the top position. Boy, Ugo's just got this place dialed in, and that card has been money so far all weekend. We talked about Ugo picking up quick time in qualifying. Scored the heat win 1 and heat 2. And all of a sudden, looks like it's starting to heat up. Ramirez really putting the heat on your leader as they come through that tree turn. They'll work off the top of the oval. They'll work down that straightaway. There's Ugo right now into turn number 1. Gabby Ramirez looking to the inside. Gabby side by side as they come through the chicane and briefly had that edge, but again, Ugo comes right back and gets it away. Again, Gabby not messing around, obviously coming off with some good practice times. Sitting back in that 3rd spot again. Izzy, 85. As your leaders now make their way to the top part of the oval. So good run going for Chase Hefner at 85. Chase again had a tough go in heat number 1, finished dead last. Didn't make heat number 2, but all of a sudden that 85 is going to bring something to the table. As Chase Hefner right now being scored in that 3rd spot. So time running out, 9 laps complete. Gabby Ramirez again peeking to the inside as they work off the top of that hairpin turn. Stays in the tire tracks of Ugo as they come into the tree turn. Floating by himself now. Great start of the day for the 85 machine of Chase Hefner. Chase right now sits back in the third spot as your leaders will come down the front stretch. So Brian going to let them know 2 to go this time by. Your final 2 circuits to go. It has been a 2-cart battle. Ugo into number 2. Gabby Ramirez in the 51. Flying solo in that third spot. A great start of the day, as I said, by Chase Hefner. So we'll see if Gabby with just a lap and a half can go. She's very good in practice. You had a lot of laps here to go. Gabby now gets on the bumper of your leader as they come to the top of the oval. They'll exit off that oval straight down the front stretch. White flag, 1 to go. 2 different lanes coming into turn number 1. As Ugo will protect that inside groove. Not going to be able to let Gabby get around him. They'll work their way to the chicane. Left-hand turn. Here they come now as they'll go in to that hairpin turn. Gabby Ramirez gets on the bumper of your leader, stays right in tow as they come to the top of the hairpin turn. Battle for the win as they come off that hairpin turn. Gabby going to need a little extra lift out of that cart as they come through the tree turn. Stays on the bumper of your leader. Gabby Ramirez will see if she can get enough going to the top half of the oval. Tries to get to the inside. Going to have the door shut on her as they come down the front stretch. And Ugo will go wire to wire. Ugo Chawa will score the win. Gabby Ramirez going to pick up second. And a great run for Chase Hefner. Picks up the third spot in heat number 3. And when I talk about Chase Hefner, boy, this has got to be a huge victory for Chase. Going back to heat number 1, Chase 1 lap complete. Did not compete in heat number 2, and Chase comes home in third. So again, your top 3. Ukachawa will pick up the win. Gabby Ramirez second. And Chase Hefner coming home in the third spot. But again, this has basically been an instant replay. You add it up. Gabby finishing second heat 1, finishing second heat 2, and finishing second in heat number 3. So they'll get set for the pre-final. That will shuffle the order up. And we'll get set for heat number 3, Mini Rock, coming up next.